you very much everyone for coming today. So it's a wonderful day actually. We are now in the Purushottam Mass, or we also call as Adhika Mass. So it's a very nice thing that the spiritual activities, devotional service activities done in this month is 1,000 times more beneficial. So you are coming here, which means you came here for one day, which means that you are here for 1,000 days. So which is very auspicious. So I got the fortunately by Bhagavati Mataji's mercy, that I could speak about something about Krishna in this month. So this is also very auspicious and a blessing for me that I can speak something on this day and in this month. So before we start, we'll just recite the prayers. So you can repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiyayet Śrīmad Swagata Krishna Purnishramana Kirtanaha Hrudi Nitastohya Bhadrani Vidhonoti Saharutsatam Nashtaprayasha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavate Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nishtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Chananda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Janmadhyasya Tanmaya Ditataschatteshwa Vignaswarat Tene Brahma Hridaya Adikavaye Muhyanti Yat Surayaha Tejovari Muthanitha Vinimayo Yatra Trisargo Mrisha Dhamna Svena Sada Nirastakuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. Okay, today we will speak on a very interesting topic actually. So before I start, I want someone to make a guess what topic I will be speaking. I will just give one clue. So it is from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, and the clue is that this is a story about an elephant.
Gajendra.
So today it will be about Gajendra, and a very interesting and very inspirational and very motivational story actually. It's not just a story, it's history. It's not just mythology or anything, it's a history. So usually, when we start a story or when you chant the Vishnu Sahasranam, and then at the last you have the Palashruti. So nowadays, people want, before they invest, they want to know how much returns I get from the investment. So what we will do now is this prayer which we will recite now. This is a shloka from the 8th canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. So this is the Palashruti. So we will recite that, and then we will go into the shloka. Okay. So, but the Palashruti is not restricted to just this. This is just one shloka. Okay. Don't think that this is all it. Just hearing this is the thing that we get. No, this is just one shloka. Okay. So you can repeat after me. Etan Maharaja Taverito Maya Krishnanubhavo Gajaraja Mokshanam Swargyam Yashasyam Kali Kalmasha Apaham Duswapna Nasham Kuruvarya Shunvatam. So I need to also by heart this shloka, but it's actually very nice one. Etan Maharaja Taverito Maya Krishnono Bhavo Gajaraja Mokshanam Swargyam Yashasyam Kali Kalma Shapaham Duswapna Nasham Kuruvarya Shunvatam. So Shukadeva Goswami is saying this to Parikshit Maharaja. So the translation is like this. So, my dear King Parikshit, who is Kuruvarya Parikshit, I have now described the wonderful power of Krishna as displayed when the Lord delivered the king of the elephants, which is Gajaraja, Gajendra. O best of the Kuru dynasty, those who hear this narration become fit to be promoted to higher planetary systems. Simply because of hearing this narration, they gain a reputation as devotees. They are unaffected by the contamination of Kali Yuga, and they never say bad dreams. So, Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurmritamyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yenam Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mayam Dadati स्वापदान्तिकम् नमो ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशकारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So this is a very nice Palashruti, but it is not restricted to this. So of course going to the higher planetary systems is also not the best recommendation if you go to the Vedas. So higher planetary system is that we are in the Bhuloka, and above this we have Bhuvarloka, Svargaloka, which we call as heaven in English, and Janaloka, Mahaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, and above that is Brahmaloka. So these are all the 14, the above 7 planetary systems that we have. In the bottom we again have the other ones, which are the Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Rasatala, Mahatala, Patala. We of course don't want to go there and suffer. So we want to go to higher planetary systems. But the Vedas still don't recommend us to do this. It's still not the best thing to do. Why? Because to go to higher planetary systems, you need certain punya karma, and the problem is, you get the punya karma, you reach the higher planetary systems, you live there for a very, very, very long time, maybe 10,000 years or even 100,000 years, and when all the punya karma are finished, done, come back to this world, to this earth planet. So the best recommendation is to not stay in these 14 planetary systems. It's to completely go out of these 14 planetary systems, out of this universe, and back to Krishna Loka, or Vaikunta, you can say Krishna Loka, Vaikunta. So that is what we will hear today. So this shloka that I chose actually about the Palashruti, it is saying the wonderful power of Krishna as displayed here to deliver Gajaraja. So this is Krishna expanding himself into different other incarnation. So I will come back to that towards the end, and delivering Gajendra. Okay, so we can just start the story. So just relax and hear this like a story, and then you can enjoy. It's a very nice, beautiful story. So this is in Tamasa Manvantara, very, very long ago. We are right now in the Vaivasvata Manvantara. So this is happening very long ago, and there was Lord Hari was born, like Krishna, Lord Hari was born as a son of Harini and Harimeda, and so they were the couple, and they got this person, the son called as Hari, and they named them as Hari, and this was none other than Krishna himself taking birth as Hari, and he delivered Gajendra. This was the shloka that was said by Shukadeva Goswami. And then after that, Parikshit Maharaj, this is a very important lesson for us. Then what he said is, no, I don't want all these short and sweet, small things, one paragraph and all I don't want. Explain me everything elaborately. What happened? Who is this Lord Hari? Who is this Gajendra? Why was he given moksha? What happened? What is the process? This is a message for us. This is how we need to hear Krishna Katha. This is how we need to hear the Shastras. So nowadays, because of time constraints, short and sweet, yeah, good, but details. We need to go into the details and learn more and ask more questions. Asking questions is not prohibited. Parikshit Maharaj asked this question, give me complete details about this. Because he was on the deathbed, he had just 7 days to live. He asked the ultimate question, not a very subjective question. Tell me the glorification of this table. Tell me the glorification of this laptop. Tell me the glorification of this particular Devi Devata. No, not like that. He asked, I am dying in 7 days. What is the purpose of my life? What should I do in 7 days? This is the question. This is not a subjective question. This is an objective question. What should a dying person do? So the Bhāgavatam speaks about all these things. So it starts from the canto 1 and it goes up to canto number 12 and 18,000 shlokas, complete details. What we are reading now is the 8th canto, but don't take the inspiration from this that you can skip the first 7 cantos and then go directly to 8th canto. So always it has to be started from canto number 1, shloka number 1, Janmadhyasya yatonvayaditaratasya. It starts from there. Okay. So, but we will hear a bit more about this Gajendra Moksha. So this is how we start to hear more details. When we start, there was a person called as Prahlad, done brain of Prahlad, I know Prahlad. And then Prahlad, his father was Hiranyakashipu, and then the Narsimha came and surgery happened, and then Moksha done. I know. close. No. You hear it once, your heart gets cleaned once. You hear it 1,000 times, your heart gets cleaned 1,000 times. So we should never just plug our ears and stop. So Shrinvatam Swakataha Krishnaha Punyashravana Kirtanaha Hrudihi Antastohi Abhadrani. We have the Abhadras, we have the 6 Anarthas. Vidhunoti Saharutsatam. So we need to hear Krishna Katha. And then these Anarthas, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, which are this lust, anger, greed, envy, illusion, intoxication or pride, all these things, jealousy or envy also, they all will be slowly destroyed. So you hear it once, they will be destroyed a little bit. Hear it more and more, more and more. So that is how we should hear about Krishna. And so now Shukadeva Goswami goes on elaborating about this Gajendra Moksha. So there was a huge mountain, it was 80,000 miles high. It is at 10,000 yojanas, and it is called as a Trikuta Parvat. It has 3 peaks. One peak was made of the iron, and another peak made of silver, and another peak was made of gold. And it was surrounded by very nice waterfalls and shrubs and very wonderful trees, beautiful nature, wonderful scented flowers, like a lot of Saugandhika Pushpa and a lot of wonderful, beautiful flowers, very colorful gardens. And there was also a lot of jewels and emeralds and minerals and a beautiful nature. So this was a place where the Apsaras and the Gandharvas, Siddhas, Charanas from the higher planetary systems, they were coming and taking bath in this lake around in the Sarovar and these lakes which are around this region of the Trikota Parvat. So it was very wonderful place. And within this garden was a huge lake which was filled with shining golden lotus flowers and some other flowers as well. So shining golden lotus flowers. We have not heard of that. Shining golden flowers. And in that area was an elephant, and his name was Gajendra. Gajendra, very, very strong, very powerful elephant. Usually elephants means the tigers and the lions will go attack them. Like elephants are like that. But this elephant was so special, if it just walked on the ground, then the whole ground would shake. And the whole forest, even the lions and tigers and rhinoceros, this is also mentioned in Bhāgavatam, rhinoceros. All these animals were shaking in fear. Oh, no, Gajendra is coming, leave the way, Gajendra is coming. And the ground was shaking. So that was the power of Gajendra. He was like, he was trembling everything around him. Very powerful. And by his mercy, in this forest, all these small insects, small animals, and so on, they could wander in the forest very calmly, peacefully because of the presence of Gajendra. That was his power. And the thing is, one day Gajendra, he was a bit thirsty. He got very, very thirsty, not a bit thirsty. He got very, very thirsty, and he was looking for water. And he was going around. Then he smelled lotus. Then lotus. Oh, there's also water. I can smell the water. Elephants have this wonderful capacity to smell water, the scent of the water from 2 kilometers away. They have this wonderful ability. And but the scientists in the modern day, they say water is colorless, odorless. If it is odorless, how can an elephant smell it? So we are limited by our senses, we are limited by our abilities, and with our abilities, we try to judge everything. Water is colorless, water is odorless. No, it's not that way. So Gajendra, he could smell this water. Elephants, even now, they can smell water and they can smell from 2 kilometers away, not just few meters. We cannot even then we cannot take the smell of water, So, and then this Gajendra, he came and then, there is water. And then he came along with his family. He had the wives, he had the kids, and there were other neighbors and so on. So there was a big herd of elephants, and they all came. And when they came to the Sarovar or the lake, the first thing that Gajendra did was he did not just, water. No, he did not do that. He first took a bath. He first took a shower with his trunk. And then after that, he drank the water. And then after, quenching his thirst, he was a bit tired also, looking for water. He was very thirsty. He quenched his thirst. And after that, then his wives and children were there. And they also were bathing. And Gajendra, what he did, he felt very happy. His thirst was quenched and very nice feeling. So he started to a bit play around with his, wives. He was taking the water in the trunk and putting it on all the co-elephants that were there, his wives, his family, and so on. And he was having fun. There was also some joyful reciprocation, and and the kids were, my dad is always like, and today he's playing around. Okay, let's also play around. Okay, nice. So they were all nice, enjoying and in a joyful mood. And in Kannada we have a proverb. We say, Abhiram can continue this when I say half of it. Sankata bandaga Venkataramana. So which means when there is Sankata, then we think of Venkata. Oh Krishna, oh Srinivasa, oh Krishna. So Sankata bandaga Venkataramana. So this is a nice dialogue. Why not Venkataramana? Why not think of Krishna when we are happy? No, we don't want to do that. There are many people, I'm having a very happy and comfortable life and having my salary, I have my bungalow, I have my house, I have everything in set, I'm in a very comfortable situation. God doesn't exist. What God and all that? God doesn't exist. I am very happy. This is very nice life. Who needs God? I don't believe in God. I'm not religious. And this is a lesson for us, very important. Sukasya nantaram dukkam, dukkasya nantaram sukham. This is a cycle. So once a person is happy, that doesn't mean that he's always happy. It's a cycle. He is unhappy, there is happiness coming later. So we need to remember this. So it's not that the life will stay like this forever, very much happy. This is exactly what happened to Gajendra as well. So another thing that we need to also think about is we need to always think of this, that I'm happy. Someone says, how are you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yes, Prabhu, I'm doing good. Yes, Mataji, I'm doing good. No, be careful before you say that. Sukasya nantaram dukkam, dukkasya nantaram sukham. So you always need to say, by Krishna's mercy, I'm doing good. Always, because the daya of Krishna is there, we should, okay, I'm doing good, Prabhu, thank you, by Krishna's mercy. This is an important dialogue that we need to add. It's not a dialogue, it's also from heart. We need to always say this. So never forget this, that by Krishna's grace we are doing good. Okay. So the next moment, the elephant was playing, Gajendra was playing, and wonderful, everything is very beautiful, joyful. His leg was caught by a crocodile when he was in this lake. He was not expecting this. His leg was caught by a crocodile, and it's not a simple crocodile, a very, very powerful crocodile. And this is a message for us, that life is not always happy, wonderful, beautiful. No, we need to be careful. This world, this material world is called as padam yat vipadam, means danger at every single step. A fool will think, that he is happy in this material world. No. But in fact, he is not. This is the statement of the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Okay. So to give a simple example, just a speedy car is coming, so the person is just standing there in the signal, and then he is about to cross, and then there is a very speedy car. Oh, this car, okay, this guy is probably in a rush. Okay, maybe he has to go to his wife or something. Okay, let's just leave him. Okay, let him go. And then you just stand here on the footpath waiting for him to go. Very speedy car. You think that you are safe on the footpath. If the fate is not right, padam yat vipadam, there is danger at every step. That car, instead of going on the road, it will go on the footpath and then come on you. This is the danger. We are in danger at every single step. We never know what can happen at what moment. So this is why that we should be thinking about Krishna all the time. Why? We will see that in the Gajendra story. So the Gajendra, he was very, very powerful, not like a normal elephant. So he tried to get himself out of the water. He tried to get his leg out from the crocodile. The crocodile was very tightly catching, and he tried to free himself from the crocodile. And his wives and the other elephants also tried. Not just Gajendra, the other elephants were also equally powerful. They are not equally, but they were also quite powerful. They also tried to help. They were pulling Gajendra on one side, and the crocodile was pulling Gajendra on the other side. So there was this tug of war going. And then in between, who was suffering? Gajendra was suffering. He was having, very painful situation. The leg is caught, and then he is crying in pain. And crocodiles, if anyone has heard about the crocodile's bite, it is very, very strong. It is very powerful. Very powerful. So in my wife's place, it's called as Dandeli. So they have a river called as Kali Nadi. the name of the river is Kali. They are very, very much, a lot of crocodiles there. So she keeps on hearing a lot of stories about the crocodiles, even when she was young, and they used to even come in the city sometimes because they don't find food or something. They used to come into the city, and it was like very dangerous. So, and it was the river is like part of the city, it's like part of the city. So it just comes into the city, and then it just grabs some goats or some dogs or some people and then go away. Nobody could escape the hold of a crocodile's jaw. Very powerful. And then after this tug of war was going, the elephants were pulling on this side, crocodile was pulling on that side, and the Gajendra was suffering, crying in pain, and so on. This was happening not just for 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 24 hours, 2 years, 3 years. This was happening for 1,000 years.
Wow.
Imagine the suffering that Gajendra was encountering. 1,000 years. And like this went on and on and on. Gajendra's physical strength diminished. Mental strength diminished. All his co-elephants, they just gave up. And then Gajendra paused for a moment. He said, wait, what is happening? 1,000 years, nothing has changed. My leg is here, caught, nothing is happening. This crocodile, this guy is not leaving me. My kids, my family, they are not able to protect me. What is happening? He paused for a moment and then just thought, none of my wife's family, friends, colleagues, neighbors is able to rescue me, is able to help me from this danger. I feel so much pain as if death is coming to me, he says. Who else can save me? Who else can save me? And then he says, I will seek the shelter of Lord Hari. The Lord gives him protection, for even death runs away in the fear of Lord Hari. Mrutyor mrutyam namamyaham. Narasimhadev is addressed as Mrutyor mrutyam. He is the death of the death personified. Okay? Even the death will fear Narasimhadev. Death will fear Krishna. So, like that, then he thinks, okay, death, Mrutyor mrutyam namamyaham. So I have to meditate upon that Supreme Lord Hari. And then let me meditate on him. This is a very important message for us, that we will think that our family will come for protection and the doctors will come for protection. Yes, they are all there. When we are sick, we need the family, we need the doctors. That is only till the physical body is sick. There are many things happening. We need to, of course, pray to Krishna that, we have some people around us to help us when we are in difficult situation. Of course, that is true. But when we have to leave the body, when the soul is going out of this body, then who can protect us? No family, no kids, no dad, no this. Nobody can protect us. It's only this soul. This has to do its sadhana. So nobody can chant. Nobody can think of Krishna instead of us. Maybe the family members beside us can be chanting Hare Krishna, but if I am thinking of my son, my daughter, oh, what will happen to my dog after I leave this body? Oh, what will happen to that big business and industry that I established? If we are thinking like this, and then there is Hare Krishna chanting going on, yes, there will be some benefit, but it is this soul, it is we who have to put in our efforts and do our sadhana at the end of our life, and nobody is going to help us. We ourselves from inside, not just from hearing, just like that, from inside we have to put in our efforts to actually get back to Krishna. So that is actually the art of leaving. So that is very important. So the art of living is good, but at the same time we need to know the art of leaving the body. This is very important. At the end of the day, everyone, the death is going to come. All of us probably in few years, in 10 years or 20 years, 80 years, 100 years, whatever, for sure. So once we take birth, death has to come. That is part of the cycle. So that we have to learn. So the art of living is technically, it's more elaborate, that how we lead our life so that we train our brain to think of Krishna at the end of life. And that is the art of living. So nobody is there to help us when we are leaving this body. And this is not just from Gajendra Moksha story that I am saying this. This is in the complete 8th chapter of Śrīmad Bhāgavad Gita, completely deals about this. It says, attaining the Supreme. Krishna says, at the end of the life, Arjuna, think of me. This is it. Only then you can come to me. So this is what Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. And then Gajendra, after he saw that, okay, this is not happening, I am surrendering to Lord Hari. And then Gajendra immediately remembered his previous life by Krishna's mercy, Krishna's grace. That is what is in the Bhāgavatam. It says that Gajendra remembered his previous life by Krishna's grace. Shukadeva Goswami writes. So Krishna in the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, 15th sloka, he says, I give the remembrance and the intelligence. I give the remembrance and intelligence. So Gajendra could not think of it himself. Only if Krishna gives the intelligence, Krishna gives the remembrance, then we can remember Krishna. For that, we have to put in efforts the whole life. If you have to remember something in the final exam, some people there, we take this even in the India, we take these CETs and NEETs and very big IAS exam and so on. It's an Indian Administrative Service. It's a very big exam. And it's such a difficult exam. It's really very tough to crack it. And if you have to crack it, it's not that you can spend 3 hours reading it, done. Shyam Dulal Prabhu recently defended his thesis. Prabhu, did you only read for 2 hours and be done with it?
No, of course.
No. It takes a lot of efforts. Only when we put in that effort, Krishna will give us the remembrance that, okay, yeah. So our life, we need to put in our effort, every day chanting, every day thinking about Krishna, hearing about Krishna, and so then we can remember Krishna at the end of the life. So this is the recipe. So every day we have to think of Krishna, hear about Krishna, 24 hours a day, be conscious of Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness. Okay. So like that, Gajendra then remembered his previous life by Krishna's grace. And when in the previous life he was a devotee of Krishna, and he makes 27 wonderful slokas of prayers to Lord Hari. He doesn't mention Lord Hari anywhere. This is another interesting thing. I come back to that later. He makes 27 slokas, so I will not go into all the 27 slokas because of the time constraint. It is very limited. But I will just speak for a few beautiful shlokas that he recited. If anyone wants to read it, this is in the 8th canto, 3rd chapter of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, and shloka number 2 to shloka number 29. 8.3.2 to 8.3.29. Very beautiful prayers. So, and in that, Gajendra, he really does very beautiful prayers, and he says certain things, and I will get into those. So he says Para Ishaya. So he says Para Isha. So here he is addressing us Para Isha. Para Isha. So Isha means what? Supreme, the Lord. He is controller. Isha means he is like leader of something. Para Isha, he is the supreme controller. He is addressing Lord Hari as the supreme controller, on whom everything rests. On whom everything rests. And he is the supreme cause of all this cosmic manifestation. Parat Paraha, and he is transcendental to everything. He is not having any material qualities. He is transcendental to all the material qualities. Gajendra is saying this. An elephant, he is saying this. And there are some shlokas that he says, an artist on the stage being covered by an attractive dress. He is covered by an attractive dress and dancing and with different movements. He is not understood by his audience. Similarly, the activities and the features of the supreme artist, Lord Hari, cannot be understood even by the Devi Devatas or the great sages, and certainly not by those who are unintelligent like animals. He is saying, even Devi Devatas, demigods, great sages cannot understand Krishna, the glories of Lord Krishna. Neither the demigods and sages nor the unintelligent can understand the features of the Supreme Lord, nor they can express in words his actual position. May that Supreme Personality of Godhead give me protection. He is praying. And in another prayer, he says that the Supreme Lord has no material birth. Krishna also says, right, in the Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, he says, Janma karma chame divyam. He is divyam, is transcendental. Krishna's birth is not like any material birth like we all. We all are having material birth. Krishna, when he was born, it is not called as a birth, it is called as an appearance, because when Krishna came, he came with Pitambara, he came with Kaustubhamani, he came with gems, he came with armlets, he came with all the ornaments, he came with the yellow clothing, and he had the crown on top of his head. Everything. Have you heard of any baby born like this? No, never. Krishna is not a human like us. So this is a very big misunderstanding. No. Krishna is Bhagavan. That is why he came like this when he was born. This is in the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam 10th canto. It is all these descriptions are made. Gajendra knows this very well. That is why he said you don't have a material birth. And he says that you have no material birth, you have no material activities, you have no material name. You know, sometimes in India we have sometimes names like his name is like a person's name, we can say like Śrīmad Sharma. Śrīmad. His name is Śrīmad. He will be living in a hut, no money. You know, Krishna is not like that. Krishna's name and Krishna, there is no difference. But we are having material names. Sometimes we don't even qualify to have those material names. So like there are some people, their names are like Saraswati, a lady's name. So we had a maid servant who had in India. Her name was Saraswati, but she had only studied till 10th class, or in India we say like 10th grade. So I'm not criticizing anyone, but what I'm saying is the difference between material name and spiritual name. So Krishna, his names are not different from Krishna. When we call Krishna Narasimha, he is there. You know. So when I say Saraswati, it's not that she became Saraswati. So she's just having a name, a material name. So like that. So he's saying that you have no material birth. Your activities are not material. It's transcendental. Your form is transcendental. Your qualities are transcendental, Divyam. And you have no faults. You are Achyuta. No Chuta. No contamination. You are Achyuta. My name, Srinatha Acyuta Das. So I'm a Das of Krishna, of course. Achyuta means that Srinatha, that Natha or the Lord of that Sri is of Lakshmi ji is having no contamination. So Srinatha Acyuta, and I'm a Das, of course, servant. So he has immense potency, and his forms, various forms, and all are freed from material contamination. Sometimes people only believe, okay, Narasimha Dev is God, Krishna, Rama, no, not God. Not human like us. No, it's not like that. All his incarnations are not material. They are all transcendental. So like that he's saying, and he acts wonderfully. This Krishna or this Lord Hari is self-effulgent. He has he's residing in the heart as the super soul, and so on. And he is the supreme Brahman, Parabrahman. He is the supreme Brahman. I offer my respects to him. So like that. And then there is this one shloka, two slokas that I actually want to say. It's very beautiful shloka. A lot of tattva also inside that. I mean, I'll not go into the tattva aspect because it will be too much. This shloka. So he says, Namo namaste khilakaranaya nishkaranadbhuta karanaya sarvagamanaya maharnavaya namo pavargaya parayanaya. Namo namaste akhila karanaya. He is akhila karana, means there is no cause of Krishna. He is the cause of all causes. Karana means cause. Akhila karana. He is the cause of all causes. Nishkaranaya. He has no cause. He has no cause. So Krishna is cause of all causes. So like for example, to easily understand, I have a cause. So my parents, and they have their master or they have their parents and so on. For Krishna, there is nothing like that. He is the primeval person. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So then Agama Amnaya. So it's the parampara system where all these agamas or the Vedas and Vedic scriptures, they all lead to Krishna, and he is the beginning of all these. Maharnavaya, he is the great ocean of knowledge where all the rivers merge into knowledge and so on. So like that he is saying that Apavargaya, unto whom who gives deliverance and liberation, Para Ayanaya, the shelter of all transcendentalists. Like that he says very, very wonderful shlokas. And he says there is one shloka that I just want to recite the translation. It's a very big shloka to recite, and I also don't have it in my mouth to recite it. The translation is like this: unalloyed devotees who have no desire other than to serve the Lord, worship him with full surrender, and always hear and chant about his activities, which are most wonderful and all auspicious. Thus they always merge in the ocean of transcendental bliss. Such devotees never ask the Lord for any benediction. I, however, am in danger. Gajendra is saying this. Thus I pray to that Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is eternally existing, who is invisible, who is the Lord of all great personalities such as Brahma, and who is available only by transcendental bhakti yoga. So being extremely subtle, he is beyond the reach of my senses and transcendental to all external realization. He is unlimited, he is the original cause, and he is completely full in everything. I offer my obeisances unto him. So this is very wonderful shloka that he says, that Krishna is beyond all our material perception. So even devotees, in the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that so out of thousands and thousands of men, Vasudevaha sarvam iti sa mahatma sudurlabhaha. To just come to the conclusion that Vasudeva is everything, Krishna is everything, to come to this conclusion, it takes millions and millions of lifetimes. It is not easy. It is not easy to come to this conclusion. So, and if someone is in that conclusion, be sure that this person in Janma Janmantara, in previous life, previous Janmas, or even this person might not even be a normal person like us. So this person has already crossed all those different lifetimes, and he has come to the conclusion that Krishna is the supreme. Vasudevaha sarvamiti. Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. It is not easy to find such a person. Sudurlabha. It is difficult to find such a person. So then after that, then one could ask, okay, 1,000 years, struggle is going on. Here pulling on one side, there the crocodile is pulling on the other side, struggling, so much pain, so much of cry and everything. Why not a single Devi Devata came? They could have come for help, right? They could have come for help. They are very powerful. They are extremely powerful also. They could have come for help. This is the message for us, because Gajendra did not call for any Devi Devatas. Interestingly, Gajendra, the glorification that Gajendra made, it is not applicable to anyone else. That is the thing. That is why they said, this is not our identity. He is saying this is Akhila Karanaya. Akhila. So, we are not the cause of all causes. We have a person behind us, our hierarchy. We have someone who is controlling us. We are not the supreme controllers. So if Gajendra is calling, oh supreme controller, please come, I cannot go. Devi Devatas cannot come, because if they come, what people will think? Oh, okay, this whatever, Ganesh ji came. Oh, Ganesh ji is the supreme lord. This wrong conclusion should not come to people. It's not that I'm criticizing or I'm diminishing the importance of any Devi Devatas. They are very important, and they are great devotees of the Lord. But the identity of a Devi Devata is different, and the identity of Krishna is different. The identity of Jivatmas like us are different, and there are different gradations, and they are in different platforms. So there is no criticism against them, but the identity has to be understood very well. Okay, that is very important. So no Devi Devatas came. So very important message for us is to hear that they know very well who actually the Supreme Lord is. They know, that is why they did not come. We don't know, so we say everyone is God. Ganesh ji is also Bhagavan. That is also Bhagavan. Krishna is also Bhagavan. Everyone we refer to as Bhagavan, Krishna. Everyone is Bhagavan, Supreme Personality. No. We have to know this. Of course, there is no disrespect to anyone. This we dealt very clearly in the Bhagavad Gita sessions. There is no disrespect. But we need to understand who is Isha, who is Para Isha, who is the controller, and who is Param Ishvara. Who is Ishvara, who is Param Ishvara. This clarity has to be understood. Gajendra knew this. And the Devi Devatas know this very well. That is why they did not come. They were waiting for Vishnu to come, Krishna to come. So like that, when Gajendra, then Narayana, he came. And then when Gajendra saw the Narayana with his disc, Sudarshan Chakra, he was coming in the sky on the back of Garuda. He immediately, Gajendra, he saw that he couldn't do anything. He was crying in pain. He just couldn't bend his knees and offer pranams to Vishnu. He couldn't do anything. The only thing that was free was his trunk. So he just took a golden lotus flower that is in the Sarovar with his trunk. And then he just, with great difficulty, that is also not like, take. A person who is very old, this kartal is heavy for them. A person who is 80 years old, this kartal is heavy for them. My grandmother, she used to take 2 hours to fold the clothes after she did the laundry. For us, and laundry is not like this big laundry, just like small laundry bag. She used to take 2 hours to fold it. It's not easy. It's very difficult for them, even small things. So Gajendra was in such a difficult situation, and then he finally put all his energy. He did all these stotras for 27 shlokas in Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, and finally he just took this flower, and then in this painful condition, with his trunk, he just lifted this lotus flower and then offered it to Narayan, and he uttered the following words: Narayana Khila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. O Lord, O my Lord Narayana, Master of the universe, Akhila Guru. That is very important. He is the Master, Supreme Guru. Krishna is the Supreme Guru. Narayana is the Supreme Guru. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, I offer my obeisances unto you. Whenever we see Krishna in front of us, there is a whole list. Krishna, give me that. Krishna, give me this. Krishna, that. House, money, salary, wife, kids. That, this list. And then when all those important things are done, first priority a list. And then the second priority list. Krishna, this first priority done, my job increment in salary. It's not a priority, but second priority. We have a whole list. When we go to Tirupati Balaji, Balaji, all this whole list is there. No, not like we are waiting in the queue thinking of all this whole list of prayers that we want to do. What? Not for any spiritual things. It's all material. No, not like, maybe you guys, you are all very clean. You don't do that. I am like that. So this is for me. So when Gajendra saw this, he immediately just gave lotus flower unto Lord Narayan. He just said, I offer my obeisances unto you. I just surrendered to you. He just offered pranams to Lord Narayan. And then Lord Hari, he got down from the back of Garuda, and then he pulled the king of elephants, Gajendra, out of, and when he came out, the crocodile was holding his legs so tight that the crocodile did not leave him. He also came along with the elephant to the top. That strong he was holding. And then the Lord severed the crocodile's head with the Sudarshana Chakra and saved Gajendra after that. And then after this crocodile is also not a normal person. Because of a curse, he actually got the life of a crocodile, and he got back his Gandharva body, and he went to higher planetary systems. And I just want to also say there is a message here that we also have to catch the lotus feet of the bhaktas, not like a crocodile hurt so that they will start bleeding for 1,000 years. No, this is not my message. Not like the spiritual master is suffering because of us. It's not like that. But this should be the mood, the dedication, you see. So there were so many elephants. Each elephant has 4 legs. If there are 100 elephants there are 400 legs. And the crocodile didn't see on top who is this person who is there. 400 legs, it caught only the leg of Gajendra. What is the probability? 4 out of 400 legs. It caught that one leg of this Gajendra. He knows very well that he has to catch the lotus feet of the bhaktas, of the devotees. Only when we catch the lotus feet of the devotees, only then we can actually get delivered. We can actually get back to Vaikuntha. So like that. So we should be in this mood. Of course, not like crocodile like bleeding the leg of the spiritual master, but Srila Prabhupada always said that, you hold onto my dhoti and just chant your 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day. And then you follow the 4 regulative principles: no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex. And then I will take you, I have the key to the back door to go to Goloka Vrindavana. He always said this. So we just have to do this and then hold the dhoti of Prabhupada. He will take us. So why? Because Gajendra knows who Krishna is. Gajendra has seen. Why? We will come back to that. Why? Prabhupada, he has seen Krishna. He knows if he has the door key, which means that of course he knows how the door looks like. He knows how to go to the region. He knows how to go to this place. He has seen that person. That is why he has the entrance key. We people don't have that key. So we need to be like crocodile, that mood that we need to catch the lotus feet. We need to catch the feet of the devotees. Only then we can go to Krishna. We can go back to Krishna. By my efforts, no. Alone it is not possible. So that is why. And then after this, Gajendra got, the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam says, he got a spiritual body and like Vishnu, and the Sanskrit word which is used is Bhagavat Rupa. He got a Bhagavat Rupa with 4 hands, like Krishna, like Vishnu, 4 hands, and then with yellow dhoti and everything. and then he went back to Goloka, he went back to Vaikuntha. So many people here also can make a confusion. Okay, when we actually do bhakti to Krishna, when we do bhakti to Narayan, we will all become God. We will all become Narayan. No. This is Bhagavat Rupa, he says. I got the Bhagavat Rupa. Gajendra got the Bhagavat Rupa. So Krishna very clearly says Bhagavat Rupa is different and Bhagavan is different. So Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita, Avajananti ma mudaha manushim tanu ashritam. He just took the human form. He is not human. He just took a human form. So human is human, while Bhagavan is Bhagavan. He just took a human form. He can take any form for that matter. He can take a human form, like we have Chaitanya here on the right side. He can take a human form. He can take a half man, half lion form like Narasimhadev. He can take the form of a pig, transcendental pig, not like a normal pig, Varahadev. So like he can take whatever form he wants. It is his wish. He comes for his own purpose. He is not coming on my demand. He comes for his own purpose. I am not qualified to demand Krishna, come here, sit here. Who am I? So no, not like that. So Krishna, that is why we have to understand this very clearly, that he got the Bhagavat Rupa. That is the dress code. That is how the people in the Vaikuntha are. So if anyone has to go to Vaikuntha, they also have these 4 hands, dhoti, with yellow dhoti and so on. So that is what we should not confuse, that by doing bhakti I will become God, or I am already God. No, we are just servants of God. So this is very important to know. And this is also not in the Shastras. It's not that I am saying this just because I want to say that you are not God. This is not in the Shastras. The Shastras does not say that you are God. The Shastras does not say that you will become God. This is all some bogus interpretations, nonsense interpretations. No, don't do that. And then the next thing is very important, that Gajendra, he went back to Vaikuntha. And if you go to the scriptural descriptions, the person who is a devotee of the Lord, he is not in the impersonal Brahma Jyoti, which is an effulgence of Krishna. He goes beyond the impersonal Brahma Jyoti into the Vaikuntha planets. Okay? Just like this bulb is giving this light. So, Gajendra, in this case, he cleared all that light, everything, impersonal, this Brahman, effulgence, he cleared the path. He went through the Brahman into the Vaikuntha. This is what the pure devotees aim for. This is what we should also aim for. Why? Because staying in the Brahma Jyoti effulgence in the 7th canto of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, it says, staying in the Brahma Jyoti effulgence is a type of mukti, moksha, true, but it is, Narada Muni is saying that it is very dangerous because you have to come down again in this material world. It is very dangerous. So it is not good. It is not recommended. It is not recommended in the Shastras to go back to impersonal Brahman. Because this question was asked when when Yudhishthira Maharaj was asking about Shishupala, Dantavakra, Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, who all actually came from the Vaikuntha planets as Jaya and Vijaya. During this conversation, he asked this question. So anyways, I will not get into that one. So, and as I mentioned before, Gajendra remembered Krishna at the end of his life. And a very important message for us is, if you simply just buy a mobile phone, install the Swedbank app in there, or whatever SCB app or Handelsbanken app, I am not getting any money into my account. There is no money. I installed my app. It's a new phone. And I reinstalled the app. I did everything, but I don't have any money in my account. If we have not put money into the account, or if we have not done any sadhana to get money into the account, where will the money come from? Just installing the app will not get you money, right? We have to do our sadhana. Use this sadhan, this body, to do the sadhana and get those spiritual points. If we get those spiritual points, then we can actually think of Krishna at the end of life. This is a very important message. So we need to know where we are investing money in. Yes, of course, we need certain material needs, so we need to, of course, but we need to know, if we deposit our money in the bank, then only the bank will give us back. So not everyone can remember Krishna at the end of life. It needs a janma janmantara. It needs a long history of doing spiritual activities. And so when we invest, we need to, so that's why we need to know where we invest our time, money, energy, intelligence, family, our senses, including the mind, intelligence. The senses are 8. So we need to include all these, family, mind. So it's not that you need to get away from the family, go to the forest. It's not like that. You just involve your family in Krishna consciousness. Just invest your energy in Krishna service. We did the cooking today. So Prabhu was so happy doing the cooking. Rajan was so happy doing the cooking. So it was so nice. Abhiram was also there, Deva Prabhu. So it was so nice to do the cooking. When we do the cooking, when you do the seva, when you wipe the floor, when you clean the pots, this is what actually cleans our heart. This makes us very nice, and we are getting, why? Because we are getting those spiritual points and we can get closer and closer to Krishna. So this is exactly what happened to Gajendra in his previous life. He was actually a great Vaishnava king in the region of Pandya in South India. I'll just say this final conclusion of the story, and then I will finish. So in this region in South India, he was a Vaishnava, a wonderful Vaishnava king, and his name, many of you would have heard this, his name is Indradyumna Maharaj. That was his previous life, Indradyumna Maharaj. And after retiring from his life, family life and so on, he started to meditate and he started to worship Lord Hari. And he was completely deep in meditation, completely deeply worshipping. The thing is, unfortunately, he didn't notice that Agastya Muni was coming. And he just kept on meditating, thinking of Lord Krishna, thinking of Lord Hari in his heart as Paramatma, so wonderfully meditating. And Agastya Muni became a little bit uncomfortable and he got a little bit unhappy. And then he thought that this person, Indradyumna Maharaj, because of his pride of being a Maharaj, because of his ego of being a Maharaj, king, great king, then he thought that this person's ego should be slashed. That is why he then saw this Indradyumna Maharaj. He saw that he did not give him respect, which was not true. Indradyumna Maharaj was so much lovingly, he was worshipping Lord Hari in his heart. He didn't notice Agastya Muni coming there. So then Agastya Muni thought that this person has become proud, he has become egoistic, let me slash his ego. That is why he cursed him that in the next life you become an elephant who is dumb and dull. And that is why this Indradyumna Maharaj, in the next life, he became the elephant Gajendra. But he remembered all his life, all his previous life, past life as Indradyumna Maharaj. What glories, what great meditation, what great Vaishnava he was, what great service he did to the Supreme Lord. And everything he remembered in his previous, what he was in the previous life. Krishna gave this remembrance. If we have to remember what we were in the previous life, no. 1 year ago, this time, this day, this moment, this time, 1 year ago, what was I doing? No, we can't remember our previous lives. And so Krishna gave him this ability. So we must also take the inspiration. Why I said about this story is that we need to take inspiration from Gajendra and always engage ourselves in being conscious of Krishna and being, despite any difficulties. So we might have many difficulties in life. And as I said, it's not just about difficulties. Even when we are happy, we need to actually be thinking of Krishna. Sukha ya dukkha, we always have to be thinking of Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness. So, and we have to always take the shelter of Krishna. And we need to think of Krishna all the time, even when we are leaving the body. It's a very difficult stage when we are leaving the body. And how to practically do it, as I said, one is seva. So there are 3S formula. So I heard this from a very beautiful lecture. So 3S formula. The first S, which is sadhu sangha. Please associate with the devotees. Devotees can show you how to do devotion to Krishna. Normal person, those who are not devotees, those who think that I am God, then where is the question of devotion to God? There is no question of devotion. So devotees will show how to do devotion. So sadhu sangha, associate with the devotees. And the second one is seva. When we do the seva, we get the mercy of Krishna. And then the third one is sadhana. Have a constant sadhana. Like, I will chant Vishnu Sahasranam every day for these many hours or these many times a day. I will chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra for these many rounds every day. You can start with one round. So all this I'm not saying just to say something, but this is very important. So just start with, if you are not chanting, just start with one round, and then slowly after 1 month increase it to 2 rounds, and slowly, as Prabhupada said, you just chant 16 rounds, follow the 4 regulative principles. That is also a sadhana to actually avoid meat. Those who are very much interested to eat meat or onion or garlic or eggs and so on, it is very difficult to leave it, So, but it's a sadhana. It's an austerity that we are doing. Only when we hammer the stone nicely, the stone becomes a sculpture. So, right? So we need to use our body for this, not misuse or overuse, not like that, but we have to use it properly. Use the sadhan for do the sadhana and chant every day, and then we can get slowly and slowly get closer to Krishna. And so Krishna, when he came here as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 500 years ago, who is here on the right side in the altar. So he came 500 years ago and he gave us this wonderful Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And so we need to also think like Gajendra when we are chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, not like you are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. No, not like this. This is not how you should chant. You should think like Gajendra, I have no other shelter. Krishna is my only shelter. And then chant Hare Krishna. Like Prabhupada says, you cry like a kid, a baby crying for a mom, like that we should chant. And then when we chant like that in that mood, I am saying all these things, but I also myself have to improve. So please bless me that I can chant like that. I am saying all these things so that I can get purified, I can chant nicely. And then in that mood, when we chant, Krishna is there, definitely is there to protect us. Guru is there to protect us. And Guru will hold our hands, take it out into Krishna Loka. So that is what I just wanted to say. So I'm 55 minutes in the lecture, I think. So yeah, if there are any questions, I can take some questions for a few questions. Yeah, Udarana.
Yeah, the comment.
Yeah.
Or history. This Indradyumna Maharaj, he has a very interesting reincarnation chain. Because the last incarnation was as King Prataparudra during the time of Lord Chaitanya. And that was a very intense devotional exchange with Lord Chaitanya. Because Lord Chaitanya, he refused the association of a king, So it was, you can read about it in Chaitanya Charitamrita. It is very interesting and very touching actually. So, and also before that, long before, he was the person who, what's that, Jagannath Leela, how Lord Jagannath came.
Yeah, the Kshetra.
The whole temple in Jagannath Puri and the whole story there.
The place is Jagannath Puri.
Yeah, but there's another name. Before that, it was another name.
Odisha.
Neelachal.
Neelachal.
Yeah, this original name of this Jagannath Puri temple. Yeah. The original name is Neelachal.
Wonderful story in itself, just that. Then he came as King Prataparudra. This is so wonderful because he interacted in love with Lord Chaitanya. This is so sweet.
Yes, Mataji, you have.
Welcome. Thank you so much for a beautiful lecture. Thank you. Sorry that I came so late. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that my devotee never perishes. And it's so beautiful to see this Indradyumna Maharaj. He was a devotee, but even though he was cursed, still Krishna gave him this remembrance of this beautiful prayer. And we can be sure that it's like really the best investment we can do devotional service, because we will be guaranteed saved sooner or later. Krishna will never forget even the smallest, tiniest service. I want to also mention this, like the example of that sometimes Krishna sanctioned Agastya Muni unjustly cursed, actually, there, Maharaj. Krishna sanctioned it in terms, for example, of Vritrasura. He was a demon even. He was cursed to become a demon even from great devotee. And Krishna sanctioned that. Why? Because he is so keen on bringing us as soon as possible back to Godhead. And he sometimes knows, okay, the devotee is very pious and doing very nicely, but it may mean, many thousands of years, for example, if you live on higher planets or whatever, a long time to prolong life to be here in material world. But Krishna, no. Prefers even from long time, long life of a devotee. He just rather allows one to be cursed and shorten it in very, very short time that devotee goes back to Godhead. So it's very hard to judge also who is who, what is actually happening, how Krishna has a plan to pick up and pull up everybody back to Godhead. It's amazing, yeah.
That's a very nice one. Yeah, Joy Mataji, you have a question?
No, please.
Yeah.
Related to what Mataji said, like I'm wondering, like what was the fault of
Indra Maharaj.
Maharaji, that he was cursed, that he was innocent, and still, so relating that to the practical world that we are in, even though we are doing our good for everyone, and in that misconception, if somebody curses us, like that is also God's blessings.
Yeah, we always have to consider, we have to do our best, we have to do our service. Krishna also says that in the Bhagavad Gita, that in the second chapter he says, right, Karmanyavadikaraste ma phaleshu dadachana ma karma phala hetu. So like that we have to do our service, we have to do our devotional service, we have to put in our best effort possible, and then after that whatever Krishna's plan is, it will happen according to that. So this is very important. And some people just stop there at the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. But no, the further says the third chapter is Karma Yoga, fourth chapter is about the knowledge, fifth chapter is about the Karma Yoga in Krishna consciousness, sixth chapter is Dhyana Yoga. People just stop at the second chapter because Krishna said this Karmanyavadikaraste. So the thing is, sometimes there was a story that there was a person who went to the doctor, and the doctor said, you have a liver problem, you don't live that long, it's a very difficult thing, you have a liver problem. Okay, this is what Krishna has decided. I have to suffer this liver disease, whatever. He thinks like that. But no, the doctor, you need to listen to the doctor. The doctor is saying, but wait, it's not just here. If you stop drinking alcohol, then you will be saved. Your liver will be regenerated. You will get fine. Don't worry about that. So we should not just stop at the second chapter. Karmanyavadikaraste, done. Because we need to know about the knowledge of Krishna also. We need to know what sadhana, what dhyana we have to do, that is dhyana yoga. We need to know what austerities we have to perform. The ninth chapter is all about the confidential aspects of the Lord. So jnana is also important. So we need to know all these different aspects. So when we do know that and we act in Krishna consciousness, and then whatever happens to us, that is Krishna's mercy. So we need to be aware of these things. So yeah, sometimes as Mataji was saying, so yeah, Indra Maharaj was also put in such difficult situations. Some devotees are also put in such difficult situations so that Krishna arranges so that this person can get back sooner. He knows that if this person will live long, he will get diverted, he will get tempted, and that's why he probably cuts the life of this person. But then we cannot judge, this person was a great devotee, he died in an accident, that happened, this happened. Maybe that was Krishna's arrangement. Maybe he died in the accident at the time when he actually was coming from the temple. You are in a nice mood, and then he's going from that was such a wonderful kirtan today, we led a wonderful arati and so on, and then he's driving his scooter accident, and he was remembering Krishna. Probably if Krishna leaves him for another 10 years, he probably will be thinking of something else at that time. So we cannot really understand what Krishna's plans are. Only our task is only to read Bhagavad Gita, follow the instructions of Bhagavad Gita, and follow the instructions of Guru, do our sadhana. Then Krishna will take care of us. He is there as our shelter. Hare Krishna. Yes, Nata.
These 1,000 years that Gajendra was suffering his crocodile, that was heavenly years. How many years would that be for a person on the earth?
Oh, that was heavenly. I read 1,000 years. I don't know. I don't remember.
The
It was
heavenly
heavenly
time,
years. Okay. So if it is heavenly time, I think it should be multiplied by 10,000.
Something like this.
Yeah. So it means in human years, that's a long
It
time.
was not only 1,000 years from our point of view, it was multiplied so
It's a
much.
few million years. Jai.
Anyway, whenever happens something strange or something so-called bad or whatever, instead of complain, we should think, what can I learn from this? Even if it is a small thing or a big thing, you know, the thing, what can I learn from this?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much, everyone. So thank you for your patience as well. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Yeah.